Hurricane season may not officially begin until June 1st, but you'd never know that with Tropical Storm Bertha developing this morning off the South Carolina coast. Hey everybody, I'm Mike Nasa with the latest on the tropics, and again, we're making our way through this name list. We already had Arthur, we're on to Bertha, waiting on Cristobal, Dali, Eduard. And again, we're expected to get pretty far down the name list this year. That doesn't mean, of course, storms will hit, but the more darts you throw at the board, the more likely you are to hit the target. So it could be a pretty active year. Here's the latest on Tropical Storm Bertha as of 8 a.m. Eastern from the National Hurricane Center in Miami. It was at 32.7 north, 79.4 west, winds of 45, so Bertha is a minimal tropical storm, moving northwest at 9, but it has organized quickly, and we do have tropical storm warnings from Modesto Beach to South Santee River, South Carolina, as it is expected to make landfall in just a couple of hours along the South Carolina coast. You can see the map's kind of broad there, but it's just going to push right in and then eventually dissipate by Thursday over areas of North Carolina. There's the visible satellite as the sun comes up, and again, look at the bubbling right over the center. This is clearly a tropical storm, and the wind reports from buoys out over the ocean and the nasty conditions, along with the very spectacular radar that I'll show you in a second, clearly showed that we didn't just have a tropical entity, we had a tropical storm and it needed to be named before it made landfall. Again, a lot of the heavy weather pushing into areas of South Carolina, more in the Charleston region than areas of, say, I don't know, Myrtle Beach further north. But again, there will be rainfall. Look at that radar. Look at right there. That is a well-defined circulation. And it's kind of getting, that eye wall shape to it almost. I mean, not saying this would be a hurricane, but if it had another day over the Gulf Stream, who knows? It is still early in the year, but that is a very well-defined radar signature of a tropical storm. And so there's going to be the threat of severe weather, water spouts, heavy surf and swells, and water rises, especially near where the center makes landfall. So areas of Charleston, Murrells Inlet, Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, Bull Island, it looks like that might be the area where landfall occurs. In fact, check out this map. You could actually go really, really close up and see where the actual center is expected to make landfall, and you can see it's right near Bull Bay. So Isle of Palms and areas there near Charleston or just North Charleston could be where it makes landfall. Again, that's all a moot point because it's more rainfall, and that could spread anywhere, but areas from Myrtle Beach all the way down to Savannah, expect a wet day, especially as you get close to the coast as Bertha moves on in. I was looking at some of these tide gauges near Charleston, and check this out. This tide gauge, it says the maximum water level was September 21st, 1989. That was Hurricane Hugo. But I was a baby. I was 1 year old. But, what's funny about this is that the high tide is at noon today, 4.5 feet. So with the landfall coming in a couple of hours, it will be around high tide. So again, this isn't a hurricane by any means, but you can see some of the water so far is starting to be a little high there. And so definitely if you were going to be out by the beach, I would avoid the water today near Charleston because it's going to be rough. And again, some of the buoys and the wind speed, you can see the pressure is dropping, the winds are rising. This is near the bay there in Charleston. And you can also see offshore, very gusty winds, some gusts upwards of close to 50 knots. That's 60 miles an hour. So that's offshore. That could be associated with some severe weather within the center of circulation. But look at that pressure. Bloop, pressure goes down, wind goes up. We got a tropical storm headed for landfall in South Carolina. So again, not a hurricane, not a rapidly strengthening tropical cyclone, although it did develop rather rapidly. I mean, it went from a bubbling tropical wave into a tropical storm. So again, heavy weather pushing into the South Carolina coastline with the second storm of the Atlantic hurricane season, Tropical Storm Bertha, headed for a South Carolina landfall, and we are not even officially into hurricane season yet. We'll wait and see what else is on the way. I'm Mike Naso, and I'll talk to you guys next time.